What do you mean, look at the camera? What in Serenrai's name is a camera? You mean that black goblin over there? Alright. Good day, lords and ladies. My name is Ethereal. I stand before you today because, quite frankly, one is a bit busy having a panic attack in the corner of the room because of this exam. So, I thought, one barmate to another, I'd help her out. Please, don't treat her too harshly, because she will cry about it like a little infant. You see, growing up, she didn't have much, but she wanted a lot. So her mind, it got corrupted by gold. It was all she could think about. She was like a greedy little dwarf, dirty like one too. She didn't know any better. For 19 years, she had never left the borders of her land. But then, one day, she spread her little wings and she flew away from the nest. She travelled the world, and along the way, she saw magnificent places. She experienced many cultures, met astonishing people. She created some beautiful memories, but also faced a lot of hardships. And slowly, throughout the years, her eyes opened wider, and so did her mind. She began to realise that there was more to life than just getting a good job and being able to afford nice things. Then, 2 years ago, something happened that would change her forever. She went to a LARP event. If you don't know what LARP is, don't fret. To be honest with you, I don't really understand it either. But from what she explained to me, it stands for live action roleplay events. It's kind of like improvised theatre. Basically, a group of people gather round for a couple of hours to maybe a couple of days, and they play characters in a world different than their own. Kind of weird, right? But a couple of things happened that she did not expect. The place that she went to was on top of a hill, far away from all civilization. Nothing but lush meadows and gorgeous forests for as far as your eyes can see. So she had to spend the next week without all the comforts that we're all so used to now. That meant no electricity, no running water, no comfy beds and chairs and couches, no roof over her head to shelter her from the rain, and believe it or not, no smartphone to check every few minutes. When she could not have her eyes glued to a screen, she was able to, for the first time, really live in the present moment, to experience the world around her and really see. And what she saw, it was beautiful. She also experienced, for the first time, what it felt like to be surrounded by like-minded people. A place filled not with judgment, but with understanding and acceptance. And she experienced genuine interaction, one human to another. No fear. On this little hill, surrounded by people dressed as goblins and elves and ravens, she felt more like herself than ever before. That anxiety that had been a part of her every day for the last couple of years, gone. That made her realise, you see, how important was the connection to nature for humans. Fast forward a year, and it was time for her to find a client for her young professional semester. Having experienced the magic of LARP, she decided to look for an organisation that makes this magic happen, and thus she met the wonderful people from Avalon LARP Studio. You see, they themselves invest their own time and effort into organising fantastic events without making any profit. So she thought she would really like to work with them and use their skills in research and her knowledge of management and the event industry to help them. Almost all organisations in the LARP industry are not for profit, and the only way they can create these magical worlds is with the help of passionate people within their community that volunteer their time and effort and skills. Even though without them, these events would not even be possible. At the moment, there is no research and no articles written on how to make their experience better. So, together with the people from Avalon, she decided that her product has to be a sort of manual, something like a guideline on how to manage volunteers at LARP events. Through her research, she got to know a lot of people from the community, and all of them shared their excitement about her project and about just doing research for this industry. So naturally, her and her client decided they will share those results with the community. Many expressed their interest in seeing them, and they said that it would be a great and very valuable contribution to the industry. As for what the future holds, when she's finished with the product, she really isn't sure. You see, her dream was to move to London, and there she would possibly also work with her closest friends that are now opening their own company. However, with Brexit happening, I'm afraid her dream is not very likely to come through. So, she plans to travel and work on self-improvement and build those hard skills that she's lacking at the moment. To tell you a secret, come closer. After practicing yoga for 2 years at home by herself, last summer she met a yoga instructor and he really noticed great potential in her. He suggested that maybe she should think about becoming an instructor herself. So she is thinking about it and she is doing research if it's possible to make that happen, but don't tell anyone yet because she's a little embarrassed. Overall, she doesn't really trust herself and in her own abilities. But I personally don't think she's all that bad. I mean, after all, she created me and I'm pretty awesome.